Everybody, I am going to be planning out my week, Monday night, the 9th through Sunday the 15th of March 2020. It's a Friday the 13th week, which is good for me because I like watching scary movies, but not necessarily good for all of us who are superstitious. Anyway, I've got this kit from Krissyanne Designs that I've been hanging on to for a while. It's like a crafty kit, and because I need to do a lot of painting this week, I figured this would be a good kit to use. I don't have a lot of appointments, but I know I have to do a lot of painting this week for the next round of fuckery flowers. I also have some updates on my health and some of the stuff that's been going on this past week, which I will talk about over the course of this video. I also grabbed some Simply Gilded washi. I think this was from the Planner Sophisticate collab that was done a little while back. I just picked it because it's got like washi and pens and stuff on it, and the pink matches, and I just thought that would work really well with the crafty theme and such. You know, one of the things I didn't stop to think about when I got this kit, I thought it was cute for all of the crafty stuff, but I really didn't pay too much attention to all of the puns. Y'all ready for this? Really, like, Kristen. I have the binder with this one too. Why spend $10 when you can make it yourself with $92 of craft supplies? I feel that really hard. Maybe that should be another one of my planner consumerism videos. Is the trap of DIYing stuff yourself when you could just buy it already made. I don't know. I've got my meals for the whole week figured out, but only my weather through Thursday. The reason being is our custody is super weird this month. We've got, there's just a lot. March and April are very odd for us because we normally do 50% custody, half on, half off. Like I have the kids for a week, then my ex has them for a week, etc. In the summer it changes because of vacations and stuff, and we do 2-week blocks a lot of the time. Specifically this year, because of Kat going on the week-long tour on spring break to Hawaii, and my ex is going to Hawaii with his in-laws, but RJ's not going, so RJ's going to be with us, but that's not how the custody worked out. So we're doing kind of a juggling these next couple of months for that. I didn't realize that when I bought tickets to go see Squirrel Nut Zippers at the end of the month, because we're all about the 90s in this house, and it's going to be awesome. It's their 25th anniversary of the 25th anniversary of The Inevitable, their first album. So good. They're going to play the whole thing. Anyway, I bought the tickets for us, including the kids, and then we didn't have them that weekend, so there's some juggling going on there too. Suffice it to say, I'm not going to get the kids back until a week from Monday, have them for like 5 days, then give them back. That it's a weird month. Let's just put it that way. Because of that, and I know it's just Jesse and I for the week, I was able to do a little bit more meal planning without having to think about feeding the kids. And then for this week's one-pan meal, it's going to be it's one-pan cheeseburger casserole, kind of like a, you know, not quite so bad for you hamburger helper, which, not gonna lie, cheeseburger, macaroni, hamburger helper, one of my favorite comfort foods of all time. I'm never gonna deny that. I will never deny my love for cheeseburger. That's the only hamburger helper I like. But that one is like chef's kiss to me. I know it's gross. Whatever. Don't judge me. My neighbor's dog will not stop barking. Holy shit. Anyway, then I'm gonna throw on a this week sticker right here, and then I need to put some priorities stickers on, and I'm gonna feel good about that because I like how this kit's got a lot of like black outline letters. I feel like that'll make my little black part, it's so silly that I'm like so ridiculous about some of this shit. Like I fully acknowledge how over the top I am when it comes to certain things. Like I'm not gonna lie about it. I am way over the top when it comes to, I'm gonna put the priority stickers on first. I'm not gonna lie. I am, at least in some amount of way, anal retentive about certain things and whatever. Anyway, I've been kind of quiet so far because my husband was getting ready, and I get so weirded out when I'm talking to the camera when I have family home. It fucking weirds me out, man. Game over, man. Game over. But I will say that that's cute enough. It's going to work. Anyway, so what was I saying? Health. Stuff to update you guys on. Now is the time. So some of you know, I've had a really rough go of it this year so far, which has really kind of bummed me out because I was all excited about 2020. You know, last year I had surgery to start the year off, so it kind of felt like a bunk start of the year. And this year I was like, hell yeah, it's going to be awesome. And then I got gout and the root canal and all the other things. But anyway, so I got my crown on at the beginning of the week after I got back from the Chicago Planner Conference, which was fine. I'm pretty sure I burst a cyst at the CPC. Not the fault of anything going on there, just my own, you know, being a broken-ass PKD patient sometimes, which I don't consider myself a broken human. I consider myself to be a perfectly lovely human. But there are times when having polycystic kidney disease is raw bullshit, and bursting a cyst is one of those times. And all week I felt pretty crummy. So there's that. But then the kind of crux of my just I'm ready to slap some fools is yesterday, 2 days ago. What the fuck day is today? Today's Sunday. I'm filming this on Sunday. That's why this video is going up kind of late on Sunday, because I just did not have any shits to give yesterday. I did not. But what happened was I went in for a fistulogram. And what a fistulogram is, and you're welcome for all of you who did not come here for medical info, but, you know, the more you know. I'm just the gift that keeps on giving. Fistulogram is a way that they do a, like really in-depth imaging of your fistula, which is your access. There's other kinds of fistulas, like anal fistulas and shit. But the one I have is an AV fistula. It is a veins, a blood vessel superhighway in my arm that is supposed to be able to handle doing like when dialysis comes, taking all the blood out of my body and putting all the blood back into my body a couple of times over the course of a few hours. That's how dialysis works. It cleans your blood for you because your kidneys aren't doing a great job of it. And the reason, and this is for any of you out there who ever might get kidney disease, or just any of you, because kidney disease can happen to anyone. I have it because it's hereditary, but you could get it for other reasons. There's all sorts of ways you can get kidney disease. And if you are ever in the position to know that you are going to go into kidney failure, some people don't know that. Some people find out as it's happening. But if you are ever in the position to know you are going into kidney failure, then heed my warnings here. And when you know you're getting closer and closer to end stage, like when you're getting into like the late stage 4 of kidney disease, you're getting close to end stage renal disease, start the process of getting your access put in. Because I started my process back in late fall, November-ish of 2018. That's when I started my vein mapping. And I had my first surgery at the beginning of 2019. And here we are, March of 2020. And I just learned from this appointment yesterday that I have more surgeries ahead of me to get my fistula ready to use. That is over a year. It's almost a year and a half. More so, of time taken to get this ready. And I'm still not ready yet, which means that if I had to go on dialysis right now, I would have to go into the hospital and get a central line put in and not be able to take a shower, or taking a shower be very difficult and all this other stuff. You don't want that. There are some people who put it off because they can't imagine dialysis ever happening to them. You don't want to be in that kind of a mess. Sorry. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Anyway, what is a fistulogram? A fistulogram is when you're awake for it, but you have to be put under sedation because it is like, I was awake, but I was super out of it because it's very uncomfortable otherwise. And they give you painkillers, but still they go into your fistula. And if you have been getting dialysis, you already have an open like access buttonhole, but I have not had dialysis yet. So they had to create one, which more on that later. They put a catheter in your fistula, and they gave me some CO2, which was so weird. I felt like my vein bubbling all the way up into my shoulder. So creepy. Because dye, like the contrast dye that they use for imaging, is really bad news for people with low kidney function. The CO2 wasn't going to work, then they were going to utilize a very, very diluted form of the dye, but the CO2 worked, which was good. So what they do is they put the stuff in there to help with the imaging, then they send a catheter up there, and they use an x-ray to take really up-close pictures of your fistula. Now, if they go in there and they see that there's a spot that's narrow, they can send a balloon up there to help blow it up, which they make it bigger, which is what they were going to do to me if they were able to, but they weren't. Because my problem is not that my fistula is big and then gets skinny. My problem is my fistula is nice and hardy, and then instead of dumping into one vein that just is narrow, it dumps into a whole bunch of tiny ones. So it's like going from a highway to a bunch of country roads, and there's no obvious big road to widen, which means that's not good. That means my fistula is not going to be able to handle the blood flow. So I've got my priority stickers on here, and I'm really loving how this looks. It's all pastel and beautiful. I'm going to put some workouts in, I think, because I didn't do any this week because I was feeling so crummy from my cyst, but I do want to put them in this week because I know I don't have any kids this week. They're all at dad's, and I don't have any real appointments, so it's a perfect time to go to the gym and just do some walking in the morning. And so that is what I'm going to do. Basically, what I found out from this whole fistula thing is that I am going to need surgical intervention to get my fistula ready. Either my surgeon's going to have to go in there and create a vessel or like a graft or something, some sort of situation. The other alternative is likely going to be to start another fistula, which, as you can imagine, was not something I wanted to hear. It was a major bummer, basically. So that was my appointment on Friday, and I got home and I was super sore, and then I couldn't shower for the day because they had opened up a hole in my fistula, and my fistula is such a fat ass vein that if that hole pops open, I could bleed out. So I was terrified. And then on yesterday, I got in the shower and I was trying to, and probably the shower wasn't the best spot, but I thought I'd get in there so that the water could soften the dressing, make it easy for me to get the bandage off. So I started to get the bandage off, and then as I began to, I got a glimpse at the puncture. And I don't do well with blood, which is ironic because at some point I'm going to want to do at-home dialysis. And I almost passed out in the shower. I had to text. Jesse was hanging out with a friend. I got out of the shower. I sat down, wrapped in a towel, all moist on my toilet. Texted Jess, who was in the garage hanging out with a friend of ours, and was like, dude, I think I'm going to pass out. And so he came in. He had had a couple glasses of wine because, it's Saturday afternoon vibes. And he was like, oh, fuck. And then he's a sympathetic puker, and so then he saw what was going on, got all stressed out, and then he almost passed out. It was a hot fucking mess is what it was. We are, that's a whole nother reason for me to want to get a preemptive transplant, is because I don't know if us two fucking jackholes can handle doing at-home dialysis without it turning into some raw bullshit. So we'll see how things go. Anyway, so I'm kind of bummed. I'm not going to lie. I'm not in the best place about this because I'd hoped that this would be the last hurrah in terms of getting my shit ready to go, and then I could move on with my life. But instead I find out that it's going to be more complicated than that. And it's a bummer, man. I'm not going to lie. It's a bummer. But let me slap a weekend sticker on here too, because why the fuck not? Why the fuck not? In lieu of gym stickers. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. So that's been my this hasn't been my whole week. There's been other stuff too, but that's the gist of it. So I'm going to just write gym on these guys, and we'll see how many of them I hit. I put 5 on here. If I can get to at least 2 of them, I'll feel good, because I haven't been to the gym in a month because of the aforementioned gout. Lord Fauntleroy Cynthia Guentert does not go to the gym on her gouty foot. Pre-planning my gym because maybe I could guilt myself into it. Who knows? Got to get back on the wagon, my dudes. Back on the wagon. Where am I at here? Stickers. I'm not trying to be Miss McBummerson here on a Saturday, on a Sunday, whatever hell day it is. I'm really not, I swear. I'm just trying to update you guys because that's what I do, and that's where I'm at. So, yeah. Yay. Monday. What do I have going on? I have a Patreon post. I need to publish my podcast. I don't know if I published my podcast on Friday or not. I have one. I just don't think I published it. So I may just push it off to this coming up Friday. Because it was a hard morning. Let's just put it that way. Because that was the day I went in for all that. So I have to publish my podcast for Monday. I'd hit the inbox. I need to film some stuff for the upcoming week. I need to start working on planning. I'm doing some table sponsorships for Go Wild this year with the fuckery flowers, and I just want to start thinking about what I'm going to need to source so I have it kind of in like deadlines and such. And now suddenly I'm super sleepy. It's the fucking time change, my dudes. The time change is an entire situation. And a chunk of the day is going to be spent filming, so I think I'll put a checklist down and use that for my filming situation. My situation. What the hell? I'm just making a mess, you guys. I am a mess today. Let's put it that way. I'm a mess. And it's not because my life is falling to shreds. It's not falling to shreds. My life is fine. I enjoy my life. I enjoy my life. However, God damn it, if I am just over this whole fistula process. I am so grateful. This is going to sound like me whinging, and that's because that's kind of what's happening. So let's be real. But let's just say that I am so grateful to have medical care. Like, knowing that my father didn't. Like, for those of you who don't know, part of the reason I am so passionate about healthcare, I consider healthcare to be a right. In a world such as ours, where we have access to great medical care and research and so on and so forth, to me, it is an imperative that people, it's morally wrong that there are people who do not have access to medical care in this country that I live in, the United States, because they can't afford it. Because there's no reason for that. There's zero reason for that. My dad, and I don't want to hear in the comments anybody who disagrees with me on this, because I don't want to hear it. My dad died in 2001 from PKD because he couldn't afford health insurance and he had a pre-existing condition. So he was poor and he couldn't get health insurance or see doctors that he could afford, and he died because of that. So this is one of those subjects that I'm generally open to hearing different opinions, different ideas. This is not one of them. Anyway, point being is that I'm very grateful for having medical care and for having this access, this availability for me. But that doesn't mean that I don't fucking hate it, that I'm having to go through this whole now more than 1 year long process to get this access ready for something I don't even want to deal with. So anyway, this is my checklist, and I'll fill this in tomorrow when I decide I have some ideas of what I'm filming, but I want to think a little bit more about it. And then I also want to put something in here about just doing some brainstorming for table stuff. Tuesday is gonna be a painting day. I also need to do hopefully I'll get all my filming done on Tuesday, but if I don't, I'll probably need to wrap the rest of it up on Monday. Let me rephrase that. Hopefully I will be done with my filming on Monday. If not, I need to finish it up on Tuesday. I have some orders for the shop I need to pack up. I'm going to need to spend the bulk of the day painting, and I need to at that point will probably need to do laundry. And I just realized I did not put inbox on Monday, and I definitely need to hit the inbox. So this is basically filling up my Monday, which is fine. I get all my laundry done today. I may not need to do it on Tuesday. I may do it on a different day. So you never know. I'll use this little washi tape to represent packing orders. Why? Why the fuck not? Because I put washi on the packages, right? Right. Okay, that's good enough for me. Publishing a video on Tuesday, so I need to make sure to do comments. And I'm not actually going to put a second priority on Tuesday yet because I'm not sure what that's going to be. So I'm just going to leave it for now. On Wednesday, I have a Patreon live at 2 p.m. I have a bunch of church emails that I know I'm going to need to deal with. And then I do want to spend the bulk of Wednesday painting. I just will need to also do some editing as well. Used a little nerdy man Steve for editing. This whole situation's for painting, and then the Patreon live and the church emails. And again, there's a little bit of white space there for anything else that might need to get done. Moving to Thursday. For work, the biggest thing I have on Thursday is to paint. That's all I have on my list for Thursday. Hopefully I'm done with everything else I need to do that week before then, but Thursday needs to be a massive painting day. Priorities wise are actually for the house, and it is cleaning out the pantry and the fridge, like just getting it ready for groceries on Friday. I also am going to need to record my podcast for Monday. Which is not a home thing, because apparently I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I don't know what's going on. How is it that I can't even put a fucking rectangle sticker against a line and have it not suck ass? Jesus fucking Christ. Almost wrote pant because that's what I'm doing. I'm panting flowers. Okay, and I'm going to leave the rest of it blank. Friday, I have my regular, Friday stuff scheduled in the following week, inbox 0. And then I'm going to need to order groceries. And then we're going to try and have a date night. Lots of exclamation points on my planner this week. And then on Saturday, it's going to be my day off. So I'm going to put this Good Morning Sunshine sticker here. I would like to go with my husband to the farmer's market. I'm going to use this little coffee cup for that because it's at a new location this year. They've moved and I haven't been there yet, so I'm curious. Assuming the weather's nice. If the weather's not nice, maybe we'll stay in. But for now, I'm just going to put it on there. And then a top priority for Saturday is to wash my sheets and to relax. So I've got a relax sticker here somewhere. The other thing that we're going to try and do, which is kind of opposite to relaxing, but it'll happen sometime on the weekend, maybe I'll put it on Sunday morning, is we're going to try and do taxes. Because it's that time of year. Am I right, my dudes? Am I right? Also, Sunday has a bill due. I have to pay Kat's last tour payment. Thank God. That's the end of that. His tour is in the following month. Then we also have a live plan with me, allegedly, on Sunday. We'll see how that goes. That might change, which means there's also a patron hangout that day. If you guys watched me last year, you'll know taxes. I basically put it on my planner for 2 months and then did it. You think I wouldn't be as terrified this year since I actually paid quarterly taxes. But then now part of me is like, what if I didn't pay enough quarterly taxes? You know what I'm saying? And then the other thing I'm going to put on here really quick is on my this week. Just a couple of things off the top of my head that I know need to get done. Just a couple of church things that I know need taken care of. As for work stuff, that will pop up as the week goes on. I am a little worried about this week because it is so open and I've been feeling so crummy that I will fall into my habit of procrastinating because I don't have a lot of rigid situations. So on Monday morning or whatever, I need to really sit down and plan, okay, if I'm painting this week, what am I doing on each day? And that is something that needs to get done. And maybe I should put that on here. Actually, you know what I'll do? Because Monday is not when I'm painting. In this spot, I'm going to put that. Like, what am I painting each day? If I'm painting on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, potentially Friday, what am I doing on each day? I know what paintings I want to do. I just need to decide, am I doing watercolor layers? Am I doing colored pencil parts? What am I finishing for each? If I can come out of this week with a bulk of my painting taken care of, I will feel really good about it. So I need to follow my own instructions in my procrastination Skillshare class and create deadlines and then assign them to myself. So that is going to be this week in practice and we will see how it goes. I would love to hear from you in the comments below how you feel about puns, like bad puns, good puns. Do you have any good puns? Do you want to share them? I can't believe I'm opening myself up for this. And if I know one of my kids has been watching my videos and they love puns, so this might be all for them. But like, how do you feel about puns? And if you like them, what are some of your favorites? And if you don't like them, you can have solidarity with me. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, my dudes, peace out.